What's going on, boobies? Big Eddie C in the house. What's going on, my man? Oh, I got you funny. Can you hear me? I hear you funny, Big Eddie C. You sound like Donald Duck. What about me? Let me see if I can fix it. Big Eddie C, let me hear you.
Talking now. How do I sound?
Got you normal now, but I hear the echo. Do you hear the echo?
No, everything's fine on my end.
All right, let me try this again. Let me hear you now.
1, 2, 5, 9.
Rockstar, man. We're in business, and don't know who's out there watching, but we'd love to see the comments. Let us know where you're checking in from. It's been a little bit since Big Eddie C and I've been out here, but you know, I think the last time I saw everybody was VooDoo Bash, and then I went on a hard hiatus. You know, I got the COVID, man, and let me tell you, that shit fucking kicked my ass, Big Eddie C.
Well, I'm glad to see that you're among us right now, man. You know, I was worried, but I wasn't going to be one of those people blowing up your phone every day, like, "Are you okay?" You know. So,
well, we definitely appreciate all the love that was sent our way, and you know, I actually got a lot of heat for ghosting, I guess. I mean, people were actually throwing me some hate mail because I wasn't responding, and
oh, Jesus.
You know, we did try to get some information out there, but I got to tell you, I lost a hard 5 days of my life, and 5 that were foggy, and it was a struggle. And you know, I got to tell you, I'm happy and glad to be back, and we're not going to sit here and bust a lot of time talking about that shit, but VooDoo's back and the live stream back, and Big Eddie C, it is fucking great to see, and I'm glad I didn't wear that shirt because I almost did.
That would have been, I would have had to go change. We can't be doing that fucking twin day shit.
Yeah, we don't work at high school anymore, ish.
No, I go to them, but you know, I've been there on those days when there's the costumes. I just walk in the door and go, "What the fuck did I miss?" And yeah, it's fine with kids.
Why didn't I miss this?
Yeah, exactly. Shit.
Too funny, man. Too funny. Well, you know, there's going to be a lot of tweaks, a lot of changes as we move forward. I am going to let everybody know we are streaming live on 3 different platforms right now. So you can catch us on the Erik Youngs Facebook page. You can catch us on the VooDoo Chef Facebook page. And we're actually streaming live on YouTube as well right now. So anybody checking in from YouTube, welcome in, and thanks for checking us out. You're watching the VooDoo Chef podcast. Is I think the official name we're going to go with, Big Eddie C, as we turn the corner and move in here. I did send you a couple talking points, but we're going to keep the way I wrote it between you and me, as you get Eric, but most people don't. But, you know, checking in right now, we got Carl Miller checking in. Carl, I think you are one of the folks who checked in on me daily. No disrespect, but you are hard muted, my friend. And as we started to turn the corner and come back, you know, I don't want you to think you weren't appreciated, but you very much were, sir. And keep rocking, doing what you do. We're glad you're here on the podcast tonight, checking us out. If you're out there, let us know where you're checking in from. Don't be shy. We'd love to hear where you're checking in from. But Big Eddie C, you know, coming back to work after, you know, being down and out. And I fucking was down and out.
Sounds like it.
I struggle with my endurance. We were actually late coming on because I had to take a nap to be able to fucking come on tonight. I'm officially old, and the biggest challenge I'm finding going back is something you and I used to joke about, but now it's not so much a joke. I just get frustrated as hell listening pretty much to entitled assholes, people who think they're deserving of something without actually putting in work to bring forth that effort. I used to say all the time, I don't understand millennials, and what I mean by that is I hate fucking millennials.
Yeah.
But I think it's more that the entitled attitude the people portray, or the look at me, I did that, and having to put themselves on a pedestal for recognition. Normally, when I see somebody saying, "Hey, look at me," and trying to put themselves on that pedestal, and that themselves, it's because they didn't do a goddamn thing to deserve that recognition. I mean, we work in the same environment. Am I on a limb here by myself?
No, but something I noticed years ago, though, and you're kind of out of the loop, but like here's the loop, and you're kind of like scratching at the edge of it, so you can still see in the what's happened with teachers, though, is that in order
don't get me going on teachers. I fucking hate them.
Here's what's happened, though, and I saw it in myself, because we get evaluated every year, and what's happened is in these evaluations, you got to toot your own horn, and it's hard to do that, at least for me, because one of mine, when I went in for my post conference, I said, I'm not good with this. I'm not raised with this shit. I just was raised with that you ain't that great mentality. So it's like, if you want to know how I'm doing, don't ask me. Ask the people I work with. Go talk to them. I mean, they'll tell you what I am and what I am not. So if you're going to ask me what I think is great about myself, I'm not going to tell you, oh, I do this or that. I mean, remember we used to do those performance pay binders? I would stuff that thing like a fucking cat's pastrami sandwich. Just gigantic. Anybody who's been to New York will know what that means. And it was so much bullshit. And the people I was giving it to, well, principal, they thought it was great. And I went, dude, I just ran off like 500 pages of shit in a copy machine. That is what my students did. It's not anything I did. I just didn't see it.
But as teachers, the reflection of our success is our students.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. And I don't know about you, but for me, the reward is just seeing their success.
Sure.
Young lady by the name of Jada Vidal. Recently, if you've been to a VooDoo event, you might have seen Jada. Jada was recently on Guys Grocery Games. She applied. She actually ended up being on Guys Grocery Games when she hit age 20, and she won Guys Grocery Games. Just amazing. And to watch her on there, and see the way she carried herself, see the food items she cooked, knowing that we spent 1 year with her, it was amazing. And, we met Jada when she was 14. She spent 1 year with us, and I say with us, with the teaching team that was at Chamberlain at the time, and then her family moved. And, Jada applied and won for a couple scholarships from the foundation. Of course, we promote that. But when you look at Jada's success, we were just one member of the village that contributed to where she's at today. The hard work and effort all come from Jada. Yes. And that's generally the way it works. When you look at someone's success, you know, even again, looking at Jada, she's going to grab a lot of haters. Oh my God, 20 years old. What does she deserve? Well, at a very young age, she knew what she wanted. At 14 years old, she was serving my fat ass macarons. And, you know, and then she moved on and goes to another chef, another school, and she performs there. And she enters competitions and she goes to college. And at 16, she's working at one of the arguably the best restaurants in Tampa. You know, I didn't do that. You didn't do that. None of her other instructors did that. You know, but you sit back and you watch. There's always people who are going to be like, hey, look at me, look at me. When at the end of the day, it's, hey, look at Jada. And I'm glad that I got to be such a small part of that. But those people who are like, hey, look at me, I did this, I did that. You're a fucking idiot, dude. You didn't really do dick. And I don't know where you get off thinking that you did. You know, you shared a bit of your knowledge. You allowed, all right, as an instructor, you did your fucking job. You did your job. As a human, you probably did the right thing. But, oh, hey, don't forget me, don't forget me. Where's it come from? Where's it stem from?
I've given up on trying to explain.
Did I freeze up, Big Eddie C?
A little stutter there, you know. So it's all good. I understood it. I understood you.
Big Glenn Wiggins throwing a little love. You two are damn good teachers, and that's why we keep in touch with you guys. Glenn, we love you too, and you know, you're one of those scrappers that you know you did it on your own. You know, nobody, people were putting in your way on purpose, and you took advantage of that, and you utilized the knowledge you had to propel yourself, and that's what it's all about. And I don't know. You know, we get on these rants, Big Eddie C, and you and I were chatting about this the other day, and you were throwing out all the big words, and I'm like, oh, save them. Using all the big words. You got to save those for the podcast, man. And again, if you're checking in right now, you know, jump in on the chat bar. Let us know what you think. Let us know where you're checking in from. Let us know what's going on. Numbers keep coming up and down, but, you know, you keep coming back. Jump in the group. Let's hear what's going on. Let us know where you're from. Who knows? Carl, what do you got to say, man? Let's see it. Big Eddie C, what else is going on, man?
You know, it hadn't really been a whole lot of anything different, man. When I saw you, school had just started, and that's been it, man. It's just been nonstop for me. I'm busier this year than I was. We just got a lot of kids across the board in what I do, which is credit recovery, whether it be in day school or adult ed. It's just a lot of kids, man. Last year was rough for a lot of kids. They were not they weren't successful, man. I ain't gonna fucking bullshit you because I don't have time to shovel it or put on the shoes. It's you know, it is what it is, and a lot of kids are just like, I mean, I talked to some of them and they're like, yeah, I didn't do nothing. I mean, they'll just, there's no point really in trying to blame anybody. They're kind of owning up to it and saying, I basically just dorked off for a fucking year. And that's what they did. I mean, they did e-learning, which is just a hybrid of being enrolled in a high school but doing something online through them. It wasn't good. There just wasn't a lot of, I don't know what there was. Not a lot of effort, not a lot of oversight, not a lot of organization, just a lot of not a lots. So, well,
you know, we're on my end, we're a 12-month program. So it's just a little different. But, you know, you and myself, we're in unique situations. You're in K-12, but not really in K-12. Because, you know, you don't jump in the buildings on the reg. You got a computer-based set of students that you're working with. and you know, me working for the district in their post-secondary realm, kind of still in the mix, not really in K-12. K-12 is going through some shit right now, and it's kind of stressing me out, pissing me off. You know, I can get on a whole rant about that. But when we take a look at one of the challenging things that I'm seeing, and you know, Big Eddie C is certified in every subject area, and you know, he likes to make those faces, but you know, he's teaching math, science, history, you name it. He's teaching everything except PE, because you know, who the fuck cares about that? But when we take a look at the culinary world, and then we lump in all the other CTE courses, you know, we're kind of struggling through some times now. And some of the challenges out there is, I actually heard somebody say today that we're taking a look at some of the culinary programs because, and get this, ready? Get this. They're not really going to be jobs for culinarians in the very near future. Did you hear that?
I'm not even going to ask you who the fuck said it.
We got JoJo checking in. We've got Andrew Journey checking in. We've got Mitchell Smithy checking in. And we got Jennifer Lee checking in. And I don't expect to hear some of the comments from some people. But I heard somebody say there are not going to be culinary jobs as we move forward. Now, I know when we talk about CTE and placing our students, you know, we're actually, because people don't eat, exactly right, fucking did it. People don't fucking eat because, no, they're saying that because people are fucking stupid. Now, I know we're talking about high paying, high wage earning, and advanced placement jobs. But at the end of the day, no matter what field you enter, the career ladder still fucking exists.
Of course.
There's still a career ladder, no matter. And when you enter a field, you generally enter down towards the lower end of that. And it doesn't matter where you go to school, what you do, you know, you generally enter in that lower realm. You know, yeah, and you work your way through the system and you learn and you grow. I mean, it's not a utopian society where, you know, you go to K-12 and then you go to college and you study how to be a teacher. And guess what? You're a fucking teacher and you're an expert in the field. Doesn't work like that in the whole world. And those teachers that think that, yeah, you're a rocket scientist too, because we see you come in and struggle like son of a guns, and it's hysterical.
And nobody comes right in and teaches the cream of the crop classes, man. I got the creme de la flemme for 6 years, dude. I mean, I got the fucking lager. 6 years I had virtually all of the 9th grade courses. And
but as you grow and you become a better educator,
yeah,
you know, you start to grab some of the higher level courses because they need that push. They need that education you can bring that you brought through experience. Same thing on the culinary world. Everybody, you know, we did some amazing things while we were at Chamberlain, and now I'm talking holistically because it was a team. I'd love to say it was just me. I just got to hold the keys and drive. And you know, God bless the people that allowed me to do that. And again, we created some amazing things. But it wasn't year one. No. It wasn't year one. It was, you know, there was 15 years at Chamberlain High School to obtain the pinnacle of success that we did. And I had 5 years at Hillsborough prior to that. And it was 5 years of grind and learning at Hillsborough, and then coming to Chamberlain and having the people behind me to support me and say, yes, we believe. And then being able to implement that and having that trust and respect that in myself from what I was demonstrating in the classroom and what we were obtaining with student success. And you can't measure these things. And when you look at the students that came out of Chamberlain, and we put out there, I mean, Glenn Wiggins, JoJo, people sitting right in this little streamcast chatting with us now, you look at those folks and they're not at entry level positions. They may have started there, but when you look at them, they're now thriving and growing through their businesses and companies and hitting those high wage earner jobs. You can't walk out of high school and expect somebody to be making, you know, that hundo and being that showcase. And
you don't know what you don't know. When you're getting into those entry level jobs, you should be putting your head down, grinding it out, embracing the more insalubrious aspects of it, and don't bitch, because everybody that's above you, they started where you are. So it's just something you gotta embrace the notion that there's a ladder, and it doesn't matter what you did before that, you're going to start at the bottom. I love that comment there. That's great.
And you know, what stresses me out is the talking heads that are believing this nonsensical commentary that's coming from people who don't know. And like you said, you don't know what you don't know. But, you know, when you have money and you can fucking pay enough people to believe your fucking dogma, I guess it doesn't fucking matter, does it?
You know, some people they're born on third base and they think they hit triples. It's like, nah, you ain't done shit. And sometimes they have to be reminded forcefully of this by someone who can and will do it. You know, I mean, and generally it's just part of the learning progression, that what's not normal is when you have to start at the bottom, or somebody tells you you're not doing something right, you fucking suck. What's not normal is being pissed off about it and doubling down. And we're seeing more of that these days than we did when we were young. And I talked to a psychologist, and she said that the research that has come out in recent years on bullying, though this isn't completely connected, it's tangential. It used to be you thought that a bully just had low self-esteem, and the psychologist said, no, we're finding out from this generation, they really do believe they're right. You can't say that the way they're behaving is because of some deep-rooted insecurity. No, it ain't. They truly do think the sun revolves around them. And I think we're starting to see little ripple effects, little spiders, little tentacles of that, where people don't learn from the criticism. They root down, man. They dig a hole in the yard and just go right in. And that's the scary part, because how do you break through to somebody like that doesn't understand that the things you say and you do have second and third order effects? They don't think beyond how it is for them. And there's a lot of adults like that. It's not just shit ass millennials. There's just people that don't go, okay, if I do this, then this, that, and the other will happen. And
when we take a look at the groups around the millennials, I don't see what we're seeing with that. What do they call them? What's Angelina? Gen Z?
Yeah.
I don't see that. I don't see a lot of that mentality in the Gen Z. I almost see more of the mentality of you and me. You know, that focus, that drive. You know, but you look at, like you're saying, to believe that it's about them and the world revolves around them, and it's here. They believe that. Man, how can you be so fucking touched? Not that I'm heated about this. I love everybody, but
it's the truth, though. You know, and a lot of them, it's just everything, as we've talked about before. It's not transformational. It's transactional. They just look at it like, what can I get for myself? What can I do that's self-aggrandizing? And, you know, it's a difference between a giver and a taker. And you're probably one of the most giving people I know. I am no longer that way. I think I'm more guarded. But to me, if givers, people who are giving have to set limits for themselves, because takers seldom do. And
true that.
sometimes you got to be the bad guy. You got to be the dick, and you just got to go, look, this is how I sleep. I may have hurt somebody's feelings, but end of the day, was it avoidable? Probably not.
Big Eddie C, are you giving me advice right now?
Fuck no. No. Do you see that name right there? Eddie C. That's not Dear Abby or nothing. Fuck no.
But dude, I got a lot of stuff I want to get to, man. We're sitting here, and you people in the chat room, I know who you are, and I know why we're not getting a lot of the comments that back, and it's okay. I don't have a problem voicing myself, but I would never ask anybody else to come stand out on that limb with me. I have a lot of challenges with the bureaucratic system, if you will. It's unfortunately the schools fall within that system.
Yes,
and it's very hard for me, being that giver that you talk about, and thank you for the kind words, by the way. It's very difficult for me when politics or numbers get in the way of people learning. You almost can't mix the two. I understand data tells a story, but holistic data doesn't tell the story of a JoJo, of a Glenn Wiggins. It doesn't talk about what brings them to you. It doesn't tell us their why. And if we don't understand their why, it's hard for us to move them on that data chain. So, everybody that's watching the front end of this podcast and hearing me rant and hearing me talk about the challenges that I have, please understand where it comes from. It comes with my desire to do my job and move these students. But with what we do, it's not always about that data. That data is a resource, the same as the double stack oven that I'm using, the same as the customer that walks in the door. That data is a resource that helps me move each student as an individual. And if we're going to switch to teaching classes and not students, we're going to have an even bigger problem. And with that, I'll get off the pedestal and we'll move on. All right, Big Eddie C. Dude, we've got a lot coming up. Some stuff you don't even know about. We had the VooDoo Bash. I got to tell you, in my opinion, one of our most successful events, especially when we back out and take a look at the times. We had Weapons of Anu play an amazing show. Got called short because of a weather delay. We had a huge storm roll in right at the end.
I don't know if you can see or hear me, but you froze up. You look all reflective and shit. Still frozen. It's just me. If anybody's watching, it's just me. And no, I can't carry it by myself. I'm not that loquacious. Erik will be back. Apparently, Tampa weather knocked him out of the box weather-wise, so just hang on.
Big Eddie C, guess who's back?
Back again. VooDoo's back.
Hey, that's
your friend.
That's what happens, man. Big Brother heard me ranting, and they're like, pull the plug, pull the plug, pull the plug.
It's like the Wharton graduation a few years ago.
Oh, too funny. And, of course, everybody's like, dude, what happened? Dude, what happened? That's what happens when you throw a rant. Be careful what cliff you're standing on, man. Never know who's standing behind your ass.
That's right.
All right, so let's, I want to continue. I want to go back to the Voodoo Bash. We had such an amazing day. It all started with the VIP event. We had over 100 people at the VIP event. It was Meet the Cooks and, just a great event. It was, we served everybody voodoo burgers, cocktails from the bar. I got to tell you, the orange creamsicle and the Saturn were two amazing drinks. And I jokingly say that's why I caught COVID. Everybody knows I love bourbon. I tasted that orange creamsicle, and I thought I was 6 years old, and the ice cream man was outside because it tasted just like a creamsicle. Those started going in. And then they also had something called a Saturn, which, fruit punch, right? High C, oh yeah, Kool-Aid, whatever.
Sure.
And I believe they were both made with gin.
Oh.
And I drank those for the better part of 6-9 hours on Saturday. And the absence of both in the system is what allowed the COVID to grab hold. But
it could have been those mojitos you had on Saturday too.
Holy shit, Dana Crest, the Crest family made
bravo, man.
The best mojito I've ever had in my life. The best mojito I've ever had in my life. And we had so many great people there. Mitch Smithy was there. And he was actually throwing down some burgers, participating in the competition as Robinson High School, representing all of the cook teams. But Saturday night we had a live auction. We had the private concert from Weapons of Anew. Just a great night. And it led to Saturday where folks like Mitch Smithy came in and served burgers and allowed us to raise some money. And we did quite well. And all of the money from events like that, they go to support the VooDoo Chef Foundation, which allow us to help students like Jay to get to culinary school, like Alexis, and so many countless others that we've helped along the way, get to their culinary school, their hospitality school, their baking and pastry school, and help them be able to move on and live out their dream so that we can come back here on this podcast and get on a pedestal and say how it's all because of fucking us. Right, Eddie C?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Goddamn millennials. God, I love you.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah,
so, we do have moving forward events coming up, and again, all in support of the VooDoo Chef Foundation. We have next on the agenda, November 6th, is the VooDoo Chef Charity Golf Tournament, and this is becoming one of our best events. Neither Eddie C, not myself, not Spider, none of us golf. But, man, this is one of the best events we have, and we have fun. Keep a lookout for that. November 6th, definitely mark your calendar. By today, Tuesday? By the time we're streaming next week, you will be able to book your foursome for golf. And I'm going to tell you, we sold out last year. there's no doubt we're going to sell out this year. We think we might even oversell. I will tell you, your day is going to start with checking in. Who knows what's going to be there in the morning? Always something. We'll definitely have the putt off where you putt and you can win VooDoo Chef sauces and seasonings. You can win whatever your booze of choice is. I mean, it's real simple. On the putting green, if you hit it, you win it. It's that simple. So if you putt your ball and you hit a bottle of dirt, you're taking that bottle of dirt home. If you hit a bottle of Tito's, you're taking home that bottle of Tito's. And in some instances,
all over the place. It's great.
There's a bottle of VooDoo with a bottle of booze on top. If you hit it, you win it. If you can't wait, you can grab all your VooDoo Chef products online at VooDooChef.com, as it says right there. Thanks to the folks who are working the back end of this thing for us. You know, the golf tournament, all the proceeds go to support the foundation, everything we do. Help us continue to help students. I don't know what a foursome costs. I don't know. But what you get with it is well worth it. We have award ceremonies. We have contests throughout the golf tournament. We have food throughout every hole. We have drinks throughout the course. And then I think Outback is coming back to do lunch this year. And 2 years ago when they did lunch, there's nothing to say. Nobody left going, damn, I wish I had some more to eat. Because there was more to eat than you could shake a stick at. And I can shake a stick at a lot of food, Big Eddie C.
Everybody ends up walking out of there feeling like the fat guy, Mr. Creosote, in Monty Python's Meaning of Life. The guy that is just like this wide, he eats the menu, and the waiter says, "Oh, you got to just have one little after dinner mint." And as soon as he swallows it, the guy fucking explodes. You just walk out feeling just like that.
And don't think you need to be a golfer because, like I said, Spider doesn't golf, Erik doesn't golf, Ed doesn't golf, and we're all there having a good time just like everybody else. It is a VooDoo event, and if it's a VooDoo event,
it's awesome.
It's going to be amazing.
It is awesome.
That's because we're old, Big Eddie C. That's because we're old.
Oh, shit, I'm telling you.
You didn't take that nap like I did.
No, I don't do well with naps. The last time I remember taking a nap, I got home. I left work early, and I came home, and I took a nap about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I didn't get up until about 6. And I literally was up for about 1 hour, ate, used the restroom, and went right back to bed at like 7, stayed there till 7 the next morning.
Yeah, generally, I'm in the same boat. It's nothing that I can do, but this shit has kicked me on my ass.
Yeah,
and it's become something that I have to do. I have to take downtime every afternoon. My strength's coming back. My endurance is coming back. Still foggy, man. Still foggy.
I've heard that. I think our man Spider said that was happening, and he had enough like self-awareness and equanimity to go, I know I'm not right yet. My mom got it, and she gets tired anyway. I mean, 'cause she's 75, she's retired, but she said that ain't like no fucking flu I ever had. And so I don't need to ask anybody else because my mom will give it to me straight. She's like, you don't want this shit. Yeah, she said, you've had the flu, I've had the flu. Let me tell you, this is nothing like those. Anybody says, oh, it's just a virus, they're full of more shit than a fucking constipated goose. So,
dude, when I tell you I lost 5 days of my life, I can drink some motherfucking bourbon. I ain't never been to this space, this head space. I've heard of people blacking out and all that stuff. Blackout drunk, dude. I was blackout COVID. 5 days. I couldn't tell you day, night. I couldn't tell you what time it was. I just know I was in a bed and I kept getting poked to make sure that I was still breathing. 5 days. I don't remember a damn thing. And then I had that Regeneron treatment, and I barely remember the next 5 days. And, yeah. And then it took, it is what it is, man. Let's go back to positive stuff. VooDoo Chef Foundation. We got the golf coming up. We just talked about that. And we talked about our scholarship programs. We're working real hard to bring back our Naomi Tidwell Scholarship. High school recipe competition. Kaiser is locked and loaded. So if you're one of our high school recipe competitors that's anticipating that coming out, keep a lookout for that. We will be giving away $10,000 for first place winner, $5,000 second place winner, and $2,000 to anyone just for entering. Now, don't just send in some, I'm going to put VooDoo on some check mix and that's my entry. You're not going to win anything. You're not going to be recognized. You have to meet the criteria and the expectation of the recipe competition. But we'll be giving away $10,000 for the first place winner, $5,000 for the second, and $2,000 to everybody that enters. And I'm going to let you in a little secret. Big Eddie C, did you know we call it the senior high, we call it the VooDoo Chef high school recipe competition. And when you get your rules, when you read them online, it says people who's eligible to compete. It says on there, any senior participating in a Pro Start program, blah, blah, blah. Did you know last year's winner wasn't a senior?
What?
I'm going to tell you, I think they may have been a sophomore.
Holy mackerel.
Those birria tacos, dirty birria tacos were that good. Wow. So, if you're listening to this, don't, Fat Boy said, JoJo's the only one that can call me Fat Boy. Be careful there. Fat Boy said, you don't have to be a senior. Look, just slide it in and don't say nothing. And if your shit's that good, we're going to put it up there with the big boys. That easy. So, get it going. You know what? We'll release something else here. This year's seasoning we're using, VooDoo Chef Nola. So if you don't have any Nola, we're actually sold out of so much stuff right now. I think right now you can buy black and Zane. That's about it. Everything's being reproduced right now. I was gone for 6 weeks or whatever it was. I was gone for 3 years. Rip Van Winkle. But everything's being produced right now. If you enter the competition, we do send you a sample of the seasoning. You can get that information at VooDooChef.com. It'll be posted soon. But, get you some Nola and get ready. Start practicing because $10,000 is a lot of jack. It's a lot of jack. And thanks to Kaiser University and all the supporters that help us make that possible. So that's right around the corner. And Eddie C, we're working on something right now. We're working on a Veterans Day give back. Ooh. And we're working with a couple different supporters of ours. And if you're out there and you want to play, let me know. It's looking like we're going to get together and jump on the back of a Coast Guard cutter and feed the entire crew of the cutter.
Damn.
And yeah, just a little something different. Coast Guard's really stepped up and started supporting us. They did win Burger Showdown or whatever the fuck we call it. Just be one of those nice things to do to be able to go back and give to people who allow us to do the things we do, like sit here and rant about different shit. So that's going to take us all the way through the first of the year. And then as we come back to second, we're going to talk in school talk, guys. As we talk about second semester, winter going into spring, VooDoo Underground's right around the corner. VooDoo Underground's followed by, I don't know. Got something in the works. We're gonna keep that one in our pocket. Yeah. I don't know how many people we got left out there. If you're still out there, don't hesitate to drop your information in that chat bar. We're getting to a point here. It's our first day back with the live stream, the podcast, as we're going to be calling it moving forward. And you know, we're going to start bringing the guests back, enjoying some conversation with a lot of cool people. Jose Chu, what's going on, man?
Dude.
Great to have you in the room right now. And how about them Bucks, Choo Choo? How about them Bucks, man?
I hope it was worth being out on a work night, man. I'll tell you what, because that was a stressful game.
And I'm curious, Choo, did you stay the whole time? Alex Colazzo checking in the room. Man, we got a lot of old-time heroes coming back to say hello. Great to see you, old man. Big Eddie C, I don't know if you got my notes, and I don't know if you're up for the challenge. You know, we used to end our podcasts with, you know, pointless pop culture trivia, and that's in the works. We are going to be bringing that back. It'll be by invitation. So if you're someone that wants to be part of Paul Compton checking in, what's going on?
All right.
I wonder if you guys still out in New Orleans cleaning up that stuff. Power to you if you are, and just be safe, man. Be safe and keep doing what you do. One thing, you know, we do want to bring back pointless pop culture trivia. Like I was saying, it will be by invitation only. So if you're somebody that wants to take part in our pointless pop culture trivia, you know, drop me a line, hit me up, DM me. Most of you guys have my text number. I mean, it's out there for the world. Hit me up and let us know, and we'll get you in on that pop culture trivia email list. But something else, Big Eddie C, I wanted to try and implement, and only if you're up for it, is I wanted to jump in and do something new that I'd like to call something real simple. Ask us anything. You know, doesn't matter if you got a question out there, anything you'd like to know, whether it's about voodoo or you know what we got going on. Don't need to waste your time typing it in the bar. Yeah, you do, because you're not live with us. But you know, if you got anything that's burning on your brain, ask us. Otherwise, we're just going to keep ranting and wrap this thing up. I'll keep a line on the chat bar, Big Eddie C. What are your final thoughts for this first day back?
I'm just glad to be back, man. You know, back on Tuesdays. Work.
New day, new format.
Yeah, work keeps changing, so I'm not working Tuesday nights. You know, glad to be here, man. So,
well, you know, as we're waiting, if anybody wants to ask us anything, I'll make the recipe contest easy for you. Just go ahead and send the $10,000 check to Armwood. Patrick Art's checking in. Patrick, very good. And, very good. That's too funny. Jennifer wants to know how we met our two wives. How did we meet our two wives? Mine's simple. I met my wife in high school. And we'll go into all the details you want. We were in algebra class, sitting there. I think it was Mr. Bullness at Jefferson High School. And that's where we met, and that's where it all started. And you know, we're still here rocking it out today. This year will be 29 years of marriage, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Big Eddie C?
I met my wife Adeline at Chamberlain, and I was a teacher. We talked for about year and a half, and then started going out, and that was that. So been married. It'll be 21 years in December. So
rock on. And you know, the best part about that is you two are married and you're amazing. The bad part about that is we had to separate at Chamberlain because you couldn't be in the same building, and that's when we lost Big Eddie C for a short period of time.
Yeah, I was gone for about 2.5 years.
Yeah. And
so, I was still around, but because I was teaching dual enrollment, and I started doing it after school. So I was still there in some capacity, but not as a regular faculty member.
Right.
So,
and too funny. I think I met you just after that. Was it before that or after that?
I met you.
I came there in 2002.
I met you in 2002, because that
And
was the
then you
first year I
left.
was gone. It was the first year I was there. But because I was still coming back after school,
There we go. That's what it was.
somehow I intersected with you at some point. So
Awesome. Yeah. Just great times back then, man. Just a different world.
oh yeah.
And Big Eddie C, was it a different world, or was it ignorance to the goings on because we're, so young?
A little of both. It's probably things were they were simple. There wasn't as much. We didn't always feel like there was a big ass axe hanging over our head like I sometimes do. But yeah, we were blind to some of the machinations.
Yeah, we got another question here from Jose. Erik, how did we like each other when we first met? Jose and I laugh about this all the time. So Jose's a Jefferson Dragon, and we were all at Jefferson together. He's a year ahead of me, actually. We graduated with Marie. So Jose and I shared a group of friends. I was buddies with a couple dudes named Kimo and Scott who played in the marching band, and Jose was in the marching band, and they were all friends. And that's how we got connected. And Jose and I, we now great buds. I mean, I choose my man. But we laugh and talk. And back then, he's like, dude, I didn't know about you back then. And I'm like, yeah, dude, we weren't really tight. We had a group of friends between us. And long story short, Jose and I just like, yeah, I really wasn't feeling it back in high school with you, man. And we laugh about it. And it's really funny when we get together and talk about things like that because we are so tight now. And I don't know what I'd do if Choo Choo wasn't my man. And I'm glad you're in my life, my friend, to this day. A lot of those high school folks, they come and they go. And we got Dina in the room, too, who's a Jefferson alum. Thanks for checking in. Choo Choo, give me the thumbs up if I can tell the story of you staying in my house. But just glad Choo's still around hanging out. And he told me the other day, dude, I'm glad you're still around. How apropos. And so am I. Too funny. Big Eddie C, we're winding down, man. I do want to say I'm glad we're back, man. It is so good to see you, my friend. Jose gave me the thumbs up. I'm allowed to tell the story. So we'll talk about that story real quick. The loss of power has me fucking losing my time here. Let's see. Ask us anything. Don Hill's got a very important question. Are you going to have the golf scramble this year? Yeah, Don. You must have checked in just a little late. It'll be on November 6th. Make sure you check it out. It'll be live on our website before the streamcast next week. So before our podcast next Tuesday at 8 o'clock, all the information will be on the website. And by before Tuesday at 8 o'clock, I mean probably Tuesday. I have a meeting on Monday about the golf tournament. We're a little behind because I was out. But we do have a meeting next Monday about the golf tournament. Big Eddie C, it's at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
You won't be able to make it, I'm sure. You'll be teaching. And so everybody just make sure you keep a lookout for that. All right, we're going to wrap this up. I do want to announce the Halfway Hangout is also back. So, we had a mixed hodgepodge of things going on before. We kind of morphed the podcast into the live stream, into the Halfway Hangout. We did the Halfway Hangout, and then we turned it back into the live stream. Definitely two separate events these days. I don't know how many of you guys have heard yet. Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock podcast, VooDoo Chef podcast, right here live. No matter where you're watching from, whether it's the Facebook pages, the YouTube pages, soon to be Twitch. Make sure you're checking in. Make sure you're checking it out. And then on Wednesday nights, the time is going to flex a little bit. But on Wednesday, September the 29th, we will be bringing back the Halfway Hangout. And if you remember the Halfway Hangout, we will be cooking live every Wednesday night. every Wednesday night, right here, same channels. The Facebook page is the YouTube page, soon to be Twitch. And on September 29th, we will be doing that at 7:30 p.m. So 7:30 p.m., make sure you tune in. Very, very special episode of the Halfway Hangout, as I will be joined by IFA Steve Youngs and Connecticut's own Matthew Youngs, as we will each be preparing our football favorites live Wednesday night in preparation of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading up to the fucking New England Patriots to kick their ass. So hopefully we'll inspire you to cook some creative dishes. Who knows? To be honest with you, I don't even know what the fuck I'm cooking yet. You do know what IFA is cooking. I mean, he's from fucking Iowa, dude. We know he will be drinking the official beer of Iowa, Busch Light. And we'll have some magic coming down from Connecticut. But we got to wrap this up. Let me tell you my Jose Chu story. And if you've heard it, I so apologize. But it is one of the best stories ever. Jose, another buddy of ours, Scott, who was one of those in-between friends, and Jose and myself, we were all hanging out. Couldn't tell you what we were doing. But Jose, we were at Scotty's house. Jose's car was over there. Somehow the three of us ended up at my house, meaning my parents' house, because this is like back in high school days. And we ended up at my house, and we all just crashed up in my room. I mean, no big deal. Don't know what we were doing. The AC in my house was either off or out. Don't know. A lot of weird shit. I don't know why I had bunk beds in my room. Jose and Scotty are in the bunk beds. I'm sleeping in like some beanbag fluff chair. Who knows what the fuck it was. I'm sleeping over there, and it's hot as piss. I talk in my sleep.
Yeah.
Fucking talk in my sleep. Just is what it is. Jose says something to the effect like, man, it's fucking hot in here. And Erik, talking in his sleep, says something to the effect, dude, if you're hot, why don't you fucking leave, fat motherfucker? Just get the fuck out. Jose's like, what? And I repeat it. Jose gets up and walks the fuck out in the middle of the night. Walks probably about 6 miles to Scott's house, unbeknownst to me, where he sleeps in his car. And I wake up the next day, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and go downstairs, and my old man's fucking pissed. I really don't appreciate your friend walking out in the middle of the night, not locking the door behind him. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, one of your buddies just fucking left in the middle of the night. I go back upstairs, lo and behold, fucking Chu's gone. I go downstairs, I'm like, what the fuck? My dad's like, you didn't know? I go, no, I didn't fucking know. And it wasn't until later that everything comes out, and Jose's like, dude, you're a fucking dick. Now I know why he doesn't like me.
Yeah.
But I don't remember a single bit of it. And Jose, with all the love, man, you're my boy. I would never fucking go there, especially when, I'm probably twice your size, my man. Not anymore. Lost 30 pounds. That's one of the benefits of the vid, man. Not really. I'd rather have the 30 pounds and have never gone through it. Big Eddie C, man, all the love and welcome back. And I am so glad that we're back live, and we will be here every Tuesday. So make sure you guys log in. Make sure you check it out. It's going to be the best hour. Next week, we're going to have a live guest in here chatting with us. And who knows, maybe they'll play Ask Us Anything with us. And like I said, if you're wanting to jump in onto that trivia by invite only, make sure you hit us up. And if you win, you'll be invited back the next week. So, hey, guys, thank you for all the love while I was out. Thank you for the love of popping in here today. My cameras are fucked up. Big Eddie C. Until next time, my friend, we will chat with you guys soon.
See ya.